We have now arrived deep in the Amazon rainforest in Peru. It was not easy to get here.
The Amazon rainforest is home to many strange things. These include spiders the size of a puppy, a frog that can kill 20 grown men, and a river that will boil your hand off if you dare to touch it. Scientists and explorers are discovering bizarre new things in this region every day. Some things are so strange that nobody believes what they've recorded in the Amazon. So join us as we take a look at 10 strange discoveries in the Amazon rainforest that will leave even the most imaginative among us in shock. 10. A dead whale. We've heard of beached whales, but this one wasn't found on a beach. It was found deep inside the forest. A 36-foot humpback whale was found lifeless in the heart of the Amazon rainforest, the last place you'd expect. Weighing 10 tons, the whale was found in Brazil's woodlands, 50 feet from the sea. Even if the discovery site isn't far, picturing how a whale might exit the sea, let alone reach the forest, remains a puzzle. This discovery happened on Marajo Island in February 2019 at Araruna Beach. The prevailing belief among scientists is that strong sea currents and high tides might have thrust the creature out of the water and into the woodland. Imagine the sheer amount of coincidences that needed to take place for a dead whale to exit the water, let alone make its way into the woods. Scientists' best speculation is that the creature was forcefully propelled from the ocean into the forest by rough seas and high tides. A team of experts ventured to the scene to investigate the peculiar circumstances surrounding this tragic incident. While believed to be a 12-month-old calf, the details of its demise and the manner in which it found itself in the mangroves remain completely unknown. The Bicho d'Agua Institute, an NGO, sent the team to Marajo and proposed on Facebook that the whale could have become entangled in the mangroves after being flung onto the island's shores. The Maritime Herald newspaper floated the notion that plastic ingestion in the ocean may have led to the whale's demise. Most agree that the creature was already lifeless before its journey to the forest. According to Dirlan Silva from SEMA, the discovery of the stranded whale was due to circling vultures signaling its presence within the dense bushes far from the ocean's reach. Renata Amin, the president of Bicho d'Agua and a marine expert, shared a plausible yet puzzling scenario. The humpback, possibly stranded near the shore, was forcibly thrust inland by the extraordinary tidal forces. The uncanny placement of this massive creature, rarely seen in northern Brazil, is bizarre. Humpback whales typically inhabit the Bahia region from August to November before migrating to Antarctica. But this was found in February. Humpback whales aren't known for their presence in the north. Only one had been spotted 3 years before this discovery, making it a rarity. The assumption stands that this might be a lost calf separated from its mother during its migratory voyage between continents. Giant snakes and the Waorani tribe. And the Waorani tribe, in a BBC documentary series called Tribes, Predators, and Me, presenter Gordon Buchanan delves into the Amazon jungle's hidden secrets, unveiling the awe-inspiring green anaconda, the world's largest snake, surpassing 17 feet in length. The series' first episode sees Buchanan integrating with the Waorani tribe, an indigenous community residing in the heart of the Amazon, based in remote Ecuador. The Waorani boast specialized knowledge and skills in capturing these colossal reptiles. They partner with the Center for Tropical Conservation, enabling scientists to explore the snake's health and the overall ecosystem. The remarkable journey led by Buchanan alongside the Waorani revolves around a significant challenge: capturing and releasing a colossal anaconda, the Amazon's notorious man-eater, but one which holds substantial spiritual significance for the tribe. While the capture serves as a display of bravery, crucial for the Waorani's belief in spiritual power, it's also an imperative task as the tribe's territory faces encroachment due to oil exploration. So they need to test these snakes for potential oil pollution effects. The highlight of the documentary is the gigantic anaconda stretching more than 17 feet, marking a record in length for these remarkable creatures. Buchanan, within a 2-week immersive experience, learns the Waorani's ancient forest wisdom and a rich understanding of coexistence with the Amazon's mystical creatures. Guided by the tribe, he witnesses the mysterious Amazon River dolphins and encounters the majesty of the powerful jaguar, exploring the untamed heart of this extraordinary environment. He took part in dangerous spear hunts pursuing monkeys, used blowpipes with poison darts, and saw how the women gardened and took care of animals. 8. A large snake fossil. Now, if you thought that last snake was massive, this next one is even bigger. But we can't see it in its full glory today, as it died millions of years ago. An astounding discovery detailed in the journal Nature has unveiled a prehistoric titan of the serpent world. Roughly 6 million years after the reign of the fearsome Tyrannosaurus rex, the Earth was home to a colossal serpent, Titanoboa cerionensis. Its partial skeletons, resembling a colossal boa constrictor, were found in Colombia by an international team of researchers and are now housed at the Florida Museum of Natural History. Analysis of fossilized vertebrae diameter provides an astonishing estimate of the snake's length, reaching an awe-inspiring 42 to 45 feet. In comparison, it measures up to the renowned T-Rex named Sue, displayed at Chicago's Field Museum. Titanoboa challenges even Hollywood's wildest fantasies. One of the paleontologists has said that truly enormous snakes really spark people's imagination, but reality has far surpassed even the fantasies of Hollywood. Another paleontologist observed that the snake that tried to eat Jennifer Lopez in the movie Anaconda is not as big as the one they found. Jason Head, the paper's senior author and a paleontologist at the University of Toronto in Mississauga, described Titanoboa as so immense that it could hardly fit through a standard doorway. The snake is estimated to weigh roughly 1.25 tons. This serpent lived during the Paleocene epoch, a 10 million year era following the dinosaurs' extinction some 65 million years ago. Throughout their expedition, the researchers discovered numerous giant turtle and prehistoric crocodile remains, likely victims of this enormous snake's insatiable appetite. But the scientists didn't just find a cool, huge snake and call it a day. There were greater implications of this discovery. This scientific work brought a transformative understanding of a bygone era in tropical South America. Until this research, scientists hadn't found fossils in this 10 million year void period. This was from 65 million to 55 million years ago. This gap left us no insights into the mysteries of the northern neotropics during this pivotal period. This vast serpent, Titanoboa, tells us a lot about prehistoric climate extremes. Cold-blooded creatures, snakes, and other reptiles are linked to the ambient temperatures of their habitats, which restricts their size. Today, the largest cold-blooded animals reside in the sweltering tropics, while they dwindle in number as they venture away from the equator. From this behemoth's colossal frame, scientists deduced that 60 million years ago, equatorial South America experienced a mean annual temperature of approximately 91 degrees Fahrenheit. In other words, it was a stark 10 degrees hotter than today's equatorial climate. But Titanoboa wasn't the only amazing thing discovered. Alongside this giant snake, they discovered gargantuan freshwater turtles, hinting that the fundamental pillars of the modern-day Amazonian tropical ecosystem were established even in those ancient times. This snake fossil is a crazy discovery, because herpetologists have been arguing for decades about how long snakes can get. Their max estimates went up to 40 feet. To be fair, they were very close to the 42 feet of this snake. 7. A boiling river. It's not just the animals that are strange in this place. The environment itself can surprise you in many ways, like a river that can boil you. Andres Russo's childhood was filled with tales of a legendary boiling river deep within the Amazon. The geoscientist heard whispers of this mythical river while growing up in Peru, Nicaragua, and Texas. In 2011, while he was working on mapping Peru's heat, Russo embarked on an adventurous journey, navigating through the heart of the Amazon to see this mystical river himself. He delved into the dense central Peruvian Amazon, eventually stumbling upon the fabled boiling river. This was a coursing waterway, 4 miles in length, as broad as a 2-lane road, and measuring 16 feet in depth. With temperatures averaging a scorching 186 off, this natural wonder could instantaneously cook a small animal. Russo's incredible find turned into a significant scientific discovery. Although the locals had known of its existence for ages, scientists had never explored it. Consequently, his encounter with the boiling river unveiled one of Earth's largest thermal rivers. But what makes this river special is that it isn't heated by volcanic activity. Following the support of National Geographic grants, Russo dedicated his life to researching and conserving the river and its neighboring jungle. The boiling river embodies a deep-rooted cultural significance in the central Peruvian Amazon. Local shamans regard it as an ancient center of shamanic wisdom and knowledge. Geologically, the river holds much importance. Its sheer size is extraordinary, typically associated with geothermal features near volcanoes. Yet this colossal natural wonder is over 435 miles away from the nearest active volcanic site, located within a sedimentary basin. So if a volcano isn't heating this river up, then what is? The river's heat comes from deep underground, where it absorbs warmth, surging back up through faults, creating this unusually large thermal river. Unfortunately, the boiling river is under threat. The primary threat is deforestation, as the surrounding jungle is open to development and is seen as legally exploitable land. This poses the greatest danger to the boiling river's existence. 6. Walking trees. The notion that a tree could move by itself is something out of a fantasy. There are rumors that there is one such tree in the Amazon. This is Socratea exoriza, often dubbed the walking palm. Some believe this tree moves, albeit very slowly. Native to Central and South American rainforests, this unique tree is said to shift through the forest in search of sunlight. Socratea exoriza's supposed walking process is rooted in the growth of new roots. The tree extends its roots in the direction it desires to move and allows its older roots to die and rise into the air. This process is believed to take a couple of years. One paleobiologist suggests it moves at a pace of 2 to 3 centimeters per day. Rainforest guides have shared tales of the walking palm for years, and the idea was first introduced to science by John H. Bodley in 1980. Dr. Bodley reported in the Association for Tropical Biology and Conservation that these trees walk away from their germination points when obstructed by falling trees, allowing them to avoid threats that can be detrimental to young palms. Peter Versansky, a paleobiologist from the Slovak Academy of Sciences, Bratislava, claimed to have witnessed this phenomenon. However, some scientists dispute the notion. Biologist Gerardo Avalos conducted a comprehensive study of Socratea exoriza and concluded that the tree doesn't walk because its roots do not move. This debate centers around the tree's distinctive root system. Unlike most trees with roots concealed entirely underground, the walking palm has a unique root system that grows outward from the tree's base, elevated several feet above the ground. As soil erodes, some of these roots wither while new ones form, leading to the idea that the tree shifts location. So is the walking palm really moving? Studies like Avalos's indicate the trees stay fixed. Researchers are still exploring the walking palm's root system. Some believe the roots aid stability in swampy terrain. Others think stilt roots help the palm reach light without expanding its stem's width. This means less biomass goes into underground roots compared to other palms. None of these ideas are proven. So the walking palm remains an odd wonder of nature, leaving its curious movements up for debate. 5. Treasure trove of medicine. The Amazon is a treasure trove of medicine waiting to be uncovered. There are over 40,000 species of plants there, and about 25% of all modern medicine comes from rainforest plants. But did you know that we've only studied 5% of the 40,000 plants in the Amazon? Meanwhile, tribes have been taking advantage of them for thousands of years. For millennia, plants have been a vital source of medicine, tracing back to the Paleolithic era, over 60,000 years ago. This practice, known as ethnobotanical medicine, goes beyond cultures and geographies, with similarities in plant uses between, for instance, Ayurvedic medicine in India and traditional Chinese medicine. Various plant parts, like roots, leaves, and stems, are used to alleviate ailments or boost well-being. While it's often unclear which specific plant compounds deliver these benefits, as plants house numerous chemicals, it differs from the precise chemical synthesis in modern pharmaceuticals. The Amazon rainforest, a global biodiversity hotspot, holds untapped potential as a wellspring of medicinal flora. Remarkably, only a small fraction of Amazonian plants have undergone scientific evaluation for their potential medical applications. Indigenous shamans, the rainforest's tribal medicine men, possess an invaluable wealth of knowledge regarding the curative properties of their surroundings. They are not only well-versed in the medicinal attributes of hundreds of local plants, but also possess intricate diagnostic and treatment systems for managing health issues. The invaluable wisdom held by these shamans, however, faces the threat of erosion as indigenous tribes increasingly interact with the broader world. Historical encounters, often starting with European missionaries, have sought to assimilate indigenous communities into Western practices, relegating their traditional knowledge to the shadows. This not only led to the undermining of these traditional healing practices, but, at times, condemnation. The legacy of traditional medicine, preserved by generations of shamans, faces severe challenges in modern times. Globalization and technological advancements have threatened this practice, leaving many shamans to pass away without transferring their wealth of knowledge to apprentices. Typically, this knowledge is transmitted through lengthy, familial apprenticeships, rarely documented in written records. For indigenous tribes, traditional medicine remains their primary healthcare source. The expertise of shamans often surpasses modern medicine in treating ailments specific to their rainforest environment. In these remote regions, reaching healthcare facilities can be arduous, making indigenous healing methods essential. The substantial knowledge of medicinal herbs and practices possessed by Amazonian shamans holds potential benefits for modern medicine. Over a quarter of conventional medications are directly derived from plant compounds, without considering drugs that mimic these plant compounds. Many plants in the Amazon contain bioactive compounds, showing promise in treating illnesses like cancer. Take a second to think about that. We may have the cure for cancer somewhere inside the forest. Of course, calling it a cure may be an exaggeration. It's more likely that we'll find compounds that could offer better treatment options than what we currently have. Treatments for conditions such as malaria, glaucoma, and leukemia stem from plants in the Amazon rainforest. Unfortunately, the rainforest has a history of exploitation, with minerals, wood, and valuable plants extracted without fair compensation to the indigenous populations. However, there are models that seek to balance rainforest exploitation and indigenous welfare. For instance, a pharmaceutical company exploring an HIV treatment derived from a Samoan rainforest tree collaborated with the National Cancer Institute to ensure the Samoans received a share of the royalties. Collaborative efforts with native communities can still harness the benefits of the rainforest while respecting the needs of its indigenous caretakers. Merck and Company, screening plants for medicinal potential, collaborated with Costa Rica's National Biodiversity Institute, offering profits from successful drugs to the Costa Rican government and funding conservation projects. Such alliances prove essential as they honor the biodiverse land, the origin of numerous medicines, and the inhabitants who call it home. Preserving the rainforest is very important as it holds invaluable medicinal knowledge and has the potential for further drug discovery. Safeguarding it aligns with the need to nurture and respect the region while continuing to reap its benefits. 4. The Goliath Bird Eater. Piotr Nuskrecki's nighttime stroll in the rainforest took a startling turn when he heard a peculiar rustling beneath his feet. Expecting a small mammal, he activated his flashlight, ready for a typical forest encounter. However, what he uncovered was far from ordinary. The sight before him was baffling. Instead of a typical furry mammal, he was confronted by a colossal spider, the South American Goliath bird eater, or Theraposa blondi. He couldn't understand what he was seeing. It was so bizarre and took him completely by surprise. This is the world's largest spider, as recognized by Guinness World Records. This arachnid can exhibit a leg span extending up to a foot, the same size as a child's forearm, with a body the size of a large fist. These spiders can even weigh more than 6 ounces, roughly equivalent to a young puppy. While some suggest the giant huntsman spider surpasses the bird eater in leg span, Nuskrecki emphasizes that the bird eater prevails in sheer robustness. It's like comparing a giraffe with an elephant. The bird eater is much more hefty and weighty than the huntsman. bird eater's immense presence is made even scarier by its unique audible attributes. Its feet are equipped with hardened tips and claws that produce a distinctive clicking sound akin to a horse's hooves, though not as deafening. Moreover, it sports prickly hairs and boasts formidable 3-4-inch fangs. Venturing closer to the colossal arachnid in the rainforest, Naskreki observed the spider's intriguing behavior as it rubbed its hind legs against its abdomen. Initially deeming this act cute, he soon realized it was a defense mechanism. The spider dispersed tiny, barbed hairs from its body. If these hairs enter the eyes or other mucous membranes, they induce intense pain and persistent itching for days. Apart from its prickly armor, the bird-eater's weaponry extends to a pair of fangs, measuring about 0.79 inches long and sometimes extending to 1.5 inches. While its venomous bite isn't lethal to humans, it inflicts excruciating pain similar to driving a nail through your hand, as described by Naskreki. A third line of defense lies in the tiny hooks and barbs on the spider's body front, creating a hissing sound when they rub together, similar to the sound of pulling Velcro apart, as described by Naskreki. Despite these defenses, the bird-eater doesn't pose a severe threat to humans. Naskreki says that a chicken can probably do more damage. So, it's relatively harmless. So what do bird-eaters eat? The answer is obvious, right? Contrary to its name, the bird-eater doesn't primarily feast on birds, though it has the capacity to kill small mammals. The creature will essentially attack anything that it encounters. As the spider prowls the leafy ground at night, the likelihood of it encountering a bird is slim. However, if it comes across a nest, it could harm the parents and chicks, and the species has been noted to puncture and consume bird eggs. Naskreki explained that the spider hunts at night, targeting earthworms, considered nutritious and essential prey, emerging in humid conditions. While its prey includes frogs and insects, earthworms are its primary target. The bird-eater's population isn't endangered, but it is elusive. Despite Naskreki's extended work in South American tropics, encounters with the spider have been scarce. He shared that in the past 10 to 15 years, he's come across the spider only 3 times. After discovering a female specimen in Guyana, Naskreki took it to his lab for further study. The spider has been preserved and is now part of a museum collection. 3. Poison dart, frog. While we're on the topic of deadly creatures, let's discuss the poison dart frog. The poison dart frog, despite its charming and colorful appearance, commands respect due to its remarkable toxicity. These amphibians are a unique group characterized by their vibrant bodies and their poisonous nature. Among the approximately 170 species within this family, most are minuscule in size, with the largest, the golden dart frog, reaching just 2.1 inches. Differing from many other amphibians, poison dart frogs are diurnal creatures, meaning they are most active during daylight hours, mirroring human behavior. This is a rare trait among frogs, as most of their species are nocturnal. Poison dart frogs rank among the most poisonous amphibians globally, although they don't employ their toxicity as a weapon. Instead, their poison serves as a deterrent. Their brightly colored bodies have a clear message behind them. It's essentially telling potential predators that they're poisonous, so you shouldn't eat them. This classification places poison dart frogs in the category of aposematic animals, which exhibit specific traits that discourage potential threats. Other examples of aposematic animals include skunks, armed with formidable scent glands, and cuttlefish, which deploy their incredible color-changing skin to warn potential attackers of their extreme toxicity. Unlike numerous rainforest inhabitants who rely on camouflage for both defense and hunting, poison dart frogs take the opposite approach, making themselves highly visible. Their astonishing array of vivid colors and intricate patterns ensures they stand out against the lush green backdrop of their forest dwelling. These amphibians primarily inhabit the tropical rainforests of Central and South America. The humid climate allows them to dwell away from permanent bodies of water. While they typically remain close to the forest floor, they can occasionally be seen scaling trees to heights of around 10 meters. Poison dart frogs are creatures of diverse tastes, choosing not to limit themselves to rainforests alone. These resilient amphibians have established homes in a range of tropical settings, such as marshes, shrublands, swamps, savanna grasslands, and even farmlands. In recent times, sightings of these frogs have extended beyond the boundaries of lush forests, likely a consequence of rampant deforestation, wreaking havoc on their native habitat. Despite the severe toll deforestation has taken on their homes, poison dart frogs remain exclusive to tropical and subtropical regions in Central and South America. Their domain spans countries like Bolivia, Costa Rica, Hawaii, and many more. It's worth noting that not all poison dart frogs are poisonous, but the ones that pack a toxic punch. They carry poison on their skin, making them an unsafe choice for handling. To understand how toxic they are, consider the golden poison frog, known to bear enough toxin on its skin to eliminate 20,000 mice or 20 fully grown humans. Clearly, it's best to avoid these frogs. So how did this name even come to be? The moniker poison dart frog has an intriguing origin. It hails from the practices of Native American tribes, who harnessed the frog's toxic secretions to coat the tips of their blow darts, frequently used for hunting. Regrettably, numerous poison dart frog species have found their way onto the endangered species list, a consequence of persistent deforestation and human development projects encroaching upon their precious habitats. Over the past 30 years, poison dart frogs have descended lower on the IUCN's conservation hierarchy. Deforestation, particularly in critical habitats like the Amazon rainforest, remains an ongoing threat. The burgeoning human populations in regions inhabited by these frogs only worsen this situation. 2. Jesus Christ lizard. The Jesus Christ lizard boasts a remarkable talent. It can dash across the water at an impressive speed of 1.5 meters per second. That's right, it can run on water, which makes it hard for predators to catch it. Often referred to as the basilisk lizard, it's a resident of Central and South American rainforests, usually dwelling near rivers and streams. These lizards measure around 2 to 2.5 feet from head to tail. Basilisks, aptly named from the Greek word basiliskos, meaning little king, showcase their prowess as omnivores, relishing plant material, insects, fruits, and small vertebrates. What's truly extraordinary about these creatures is their exceptional swimming skills. They're capable of staying submerged for an astounding 30 minutes. But why swim when you can simply run across the water? Their nickname, the Jesus Christ lizard, stems from its ability to run on water, a bit less elegant than merely walking. With hind legs moving at an astonishing 5 feet per second, they manage to traverse about 15 feet before gracefully transitioning into a swift swim. But how do they pull off this miraculous feat? Their extended toes are covered with specialized skin. These unfold much like umbrellas in water, broadening the surface area. This action, paired with their rapid leg movements, creates miniature air pockets that help these remarkable reptiles stay afloat. With an upward body motion and a balancing tail, these reptiles thrust themselves above water, enabling a swift sprint of 5 feet in a single second. However, they don't mind the occasional swim either, proving to be versatile athletes on both land and water. 1. Electric eels. The electric eel, despite its name, is not an eel at all. While its elongated, snake-like body may suggest a connection to the eel family, it's actually a member of the knifefish family, distinct from true eels. Spanning up to 2 meters in length and weighing about 20 kilograms, this unique creature's form evolved independently of eels. Distinguishing itself from traditional eels, the electric eel lacks dorsal and pelvic fins. With a cylindrical, snake-like body, its upper part appears in dark brown or gray hues, while its underbelly has a yellowish-orange shade. In contrast to regular snakes, these electric eels navigate water in a manner similar to serpents, but with added flexibility. They can swim backward, forward, and even hover while hunting for prey. These fascinating creatures inhabit various South American regions, from Brazil and French Guiana to Peru and Colombia. Favoring still or slow-moving waters like oxbow lakes and flooded forests, they feast on invertebrates, fish, and even small mammals. Electric eels cope with the fluctuating seasons, moving across their habitats with rising water levels in the wet season. During this period, females lay eggs in nests constructed by males, with thousands of offspring emerging. Surviving juveniles migrate to other waterways as the rainy season returns. Adapting to oxygen-deprived waters, Electric eels rise to the surface every 10 minutes, using their mouths' vascular organs to breathe air. These creatures are famous for their capacity to generate an electric shock using abdominal organs. It can produce roughly 600 to 800 volts of electricity to harm predators or defend itself. Think of it as being equipped with a taser. It's a vital tool for survival in the Amazon. Additionally, they employ low electrical discharges to communicate and understand the movements of fellow aquatic life forms. While common in their habitats, human encounters with these creatures are rare due to their bottom-dwelling nature and the sporadic surface appearances for breathing. Let us know which discovery you found the most intriguing in the comments. Leave a like and stay tuned for more next time.